Da 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 dum.
Da-da-dum.
Ba-da-dum. We are live.
And welcome, everyone, to episode 144 of the award-winning must-see show to ever hit the Bedford TV airwaves, or any airwaves for that matter, north, south, east, west, backwards, frontwards, sideways, any which way you look at it, the Wrestling Connection. I am your host, as always, your connection to the wrestling world, the fedorable felon himself, Mr. Ken Hill, alongside me, as always, behind the camera, in the sound room today, the one-stop magic shop for the Wrestling Connection, Mr. 8-Ball himself, and your current and reigning, defending WK King of Pay-Per-View champion without his belt. Oh, it's in there. Mr. Nick
I'm not Nick Gilio.
Oh, he's Nick Gilio. That is the infamous Mr. Greg Dolan, a.k.a. your WK Big Four Pay-Per-View champion, also sans belt. And in case, well, I am encased. In case you haven't noticed, I am encased. I am engulfed by tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my! Horrible Wizard Oz pun aside, and I'm sure we'll be getting a letter from the Bomb family about that. It's, of course, it's tables, ladders, and chairs. It's also the Wrestling Connections, tables, ladders, and TLC, Pay-Per-PreView. That's right.
View.
Smackdown's early Christmas contribution, tables, ladders, and chairs. Of course,
And trees.
There's no trays in tables, ladders.
Trees.
No tables.
And stairs.
Christmas ornaments.
That was 1 year, Greg, and they haven't gone back to it since.
What about cares?
No,
Pairs?
not even close.
Can't they name
Okay,
one like,
tables, ladders, and pairs, I think would be a pretty interesting event.
That'd be hilarious.
Plus, it would encourage
If
people
you
to eat
were a
healthy.
vegetarian,
It'd
maybe.
be like Wipeout. You know, you throw objects at people. The people in the stands when
You
they get
guys
their
realize
ticket.
you're giving Vince McMahon more horrible ideas.
Yes.
Nair, the hair removal thing, Nair.
Nair. We can give him Nair.
Or just tables, ladders, and hair.
Choke him with a hairball.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think you're secretly working for Vince McMahon.
We
sometimes.
do. Secretly.
How do you know?
Okay, it's not so much of a secret if you just admitted it.
Too bad. It doesn't matter, Ken, because look.
Oh, really? I think Greg and I might have something to say about that.
Yeah, I don't say anything.
I don't know. We were first and second last time, Nick and I. I feel like I should just mute you, and me and Nick
Yeah,
should just.
you know what, Ken?
do
We're
the
going to
whole
switch
thing.
right now. Greg, switch.
Ken, you want to switch the show for us? Switch the show for us. No. All right. Maybe next time.
Or never.
We just, can stream to someone else's random
All right.
YouTube
Tables,
page.
ladders, and bears. Let's do
Tables,
it.
ladders,
Tables, ladders, and
hairy
chairs.
bears. Let's go.
And chairs. Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, so like I was saying, hopefully, TLC pay-per-view dates back to 2009, headlined by the infamous Sheamus versus John Cena tables match for the WWE Championship, which
like it.
ended with
It's
the
awesome.
shocking outcome of Sheamus winning his first ever WWE Championship. Now, since then, TLC has produced a number of classic moments and not so classic moments, i.e. tables, ladders, chairs, and stairs, which thankfully was only around for 1 year. So anyway, thankfully this year it's just tables, ladders, and chairs, and it's a SmackDown only pay-per-view That's why I'm wearing the blue.
You know, the
today.
other thing that's prohibited aside from Monday Night Raw people
What's that?
for TLC is there's no scrubs.
No scrubs?
Yeah,
Nope.
no scrubs. That's one of the things about TLC. I don't want no scrubs. You know?
Neither do I.
Okay, there's a joke in there somewhere. I'm not really quite getting it.
No, I don't want no scrubs, Ken.
Is that supposed to be a TLC song?
It is a TLC.
It is a
song.
TLC
It
song.
is a TLC.
You are
song.
horrible.
Hey,
You
no
are-
scrubs. Banned from the event.
Oh God. Moving on. Okay, so moving on. Even though there's only 6 matches, it's actually a pretty good card from top to bottom. And we'll start out with one of the SmackDown women's matches, a no DQ match between Nikki Bella and Carmella.
Ella, A. I'm gonna keep referencing pop songs.
Oh, yeah, that's a new thing, isn't it, Greg?
New as of a minute ago. man.
This is Nikki and Carmella, correct?
Yeah, this is Nikki and Carmella.
Which one's Carmella?
Carmella is the one on the right with the really bad blonde hair.
No hat.
Okay, thank you. No hat? All right.
She don't want no hat.
No.
No hat.
Oh, stop it, Greg. All right. So anyway, this whole thing has come about because of Carmella's seeming jealousy over the fact that Nikki feels like Nikki is coasting on her relationship with John Cena. She feels like she's coasting on his popularity and the pull that he has in WWE. So basically, Carmella has been trying to undermine Nikki this entire time, costing her matches, and for the most part has gotten one up on Nikki in their one-on-one affairs. But Nikki did tie it up at the last pay-per-view installment. So now we've come to seem like the build-up to the payoff for this feud, a no disqualification match. Now, when you look at it, I mean, it's kind of like the student becomes the teacher in a sense, where Carmella's the student, Nikki's the teacher. Nikki's even acknowledged that Carmella is more or less trying to kind of rip off the Bellas right here, just with the way she tries to undermine her, both like through social media, just try to undermine her relationship, basically just try to undercut her in every which way possible. Yes, I probably should. So, I mean, I think the best way for this to end, I read up on this on Bleacher Report, courtesy of Bleacher Report. They actually had a very entertaining ending right here that Carmella should get the win through using some means that Nikki would typically use, like a Bella Buster under the steel chair, just like using some move that Nikki or her sister Brie used to use back in the day, that would net her the win. But the other part of this is that we still don't know up to this point who Nikki's assailant was at Survivor Series that kept her out of the Women's Survivor Series match. So I think that person, I think we all have a pretty good idea who it is, I think will make their presence known and cost Nikki the match as well. So in that case, I'm gonna go with Carmella here. I think this kind of sets things up for Nikki to go into a feud with whoever assaulted her at Survivor Series, and for Carmella to move on into the SmackDown women's title picture. So I'm going to go with Carmella for this one.
All right, Carmella. Nitro, are you writing these down?
It's just the 3 of us, so I figure I just write them down after.
All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and go with Nikki Bella. She seems to be embracing the TLC lifestyle. She's got the backwards hat. That's very 90s. That was kind of the TLC era, sort of the don't go chasing waterfalls kind of thing. So I'm going to go with Nikki Bella to win this one.
The rims that you used to.
You got the Big 4 pay-per-view bell. I guess you can use whatever logic you want. Okay.
Carmella comes first. So Carmella.
Do you want the camera on you for this?
Yeah, but you can't see me, so hold on.
Okay, Cena.
And you should not teach.
It's hilarious.
All right, say it.
Yeah, I can't hear you either.
Sorry. Carmella is with the one.
Yep.
It says no, so.
Just an
All
emphatic.
right, we got the Bella.
So Bella.
So 2 for Nikki and 1 for Carmella. All right. Sorry, off to an interesting start.
Nikki it is.
All right. So we move on to the other SmackDown women's match on the TLC card. We have a tables match for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky versus Alexa. Now, ever since the controversial ending to their first championship match in Glasgow, Bliss has just been complaining to anyone with a pair of ears that she got screwed out of the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky did give her rightful rematch, but this time it's going to be a tables match. And Alexa showed this past Tuesday that she is very well capable of putting Becky through a table, and Becky is not 100% going into this match. That being said, though, the fact that they teased
Ken, which one's which? Is
Becky's the one with orange hair,
Becky's the champion.
Becky's the one with the belt,
Okay, good.
and Alexa's the one that's a Harley Quinn ripoff.
Thank you so much.
Got it.
All right, so I mean they teased the big spot right here with the Bexploder suplex through the table. I think they're gonna follow through with that. I mean, Alexa was a good first. I think she's a good first setup for Becky, but Becky, I think, needs to establish herself as champion right here. It would be a seemingly ideal spot for Alexa to steal the championship, since she doesn't have to actually pin or submit Becky to win the championship in this circumstance, with being a tables match and all. But I think Becky's going to put her away here, and like I said, move on to likely whoever wins the Carmella Nikki match. So we'll see I feel like there'll be like a Becky Carmella setup in the near future going into the Royal Rumble. So I'm gonna go with Becky to retain here.
Okay, shoot.
Becky? All right. So I think this one's kind of obvious. I'm going to go with, just looking at the picture, I'm going to go with the table.
Well, yeah, obviously the table's going to, even the table's not going to win because it's going to get broken. So, I mean.
Well, I mean, what if the table doesn't get broken? Does that mean the table wins?
Well,
is there like a time limit for this?
No, because you have to be put through a table in order for the match to be over. So a table's going to get broken.
Okay, so the table is not an option, is what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, table's not an option. It's either Becky or Alexa.
Okay, so
the ladder.
So since the ladder can't win,
you can't use a. I mean, technically you could use a ladder, but they don't usually use a ladder. Usually, whenever you have like one weapon match,
it would be hard to eat off of a ladder.
Well, it's true, but but there's only one weapon you can use in a tables match, and that's a table. So I mean.
All right, so no stairs involved or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and say that Becky will retain.
I think
the table can't win, so.
So I mean,
obviously has to be Becky.
Go with the next best option. I
Ken,
suppose.
who did you pick?
I picked Becky.
Oh, so you picked Becky. All right, so it's Alexa comes first.
Alexa comes first. Yep.
You may rely on it.
All right. Oh, okay. So that's a maybe. All right. So you're going with Alexa.
Yep.
All righty. All right. So moving on from there, we come to the tag team championship match. I think this one's the most intriguing match of the card right now. You got the Wyatts, who beat American Alpha in a #1 contenders match this past Tuesday on SmackDown, that being Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, now going up against the tag team champions in Rhino and Slater. Now, they've been doing something I've noted in past couple months, that SmackDown, while it doesn't have like the huge roster that Raw has had more quality, more streamlined programming. It's come off more sound. It's come off more better. The writing has been better. The characters come across much easier and much like simpler to understand than all the complicated dead end storylines we've been seeing on Raw. That being said, the Wyatt Orton line has actually been very intriguing because. I mean, I honestly thought that things were going to break down at Survivor Series between the two of them. They end up being the sole survivors. Now I'm thinking that TLC is going to be where Orton finally turns on Wyatt and leads to Slater and Rhino retain the tag team titles. I'm not so sure now. Because, I thought things were going to break down at Survivor Series. They didn't. So they're going with a slow burn for this one. And I don't think they've really gotten to the point where Orton is fully immersed in the whole Wyatt family. So I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go with Wyatt and Orton here. I know it's a crazy thing. I know it usually goes against my logic. My mind's telling me that that Slater and Rhino will retain through some miscommunication between Orton and Wyatt, but I'm going with I'm going with my instincts on this one. I'm going with Orton and Wyatt to win the tag team titles. I think they're going with a real slow burn for this, and I think Orton and Wyatt are going to be sit at the top for at least a month as tag team champions.
Greg's up.
So
I'm going to go with, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to go with someone who was a little bit more popular back in the era of TLC, and that would be Rhino. I remember him. Is he the same Rhino from ECW?
oh yeah,
He was
Same Rhino.
All right. That's one of my
Same guy
favorite.
from, Spider-Man?
minus the sideburns.
One of my favorite species of animal. I'm going to go Rhino.
Rhino.
You're gonna go Rhino and
and
Slater?
Company.
All
Yep.
right. Like I said, I mean, this is really one that they could go either way on. I mean, at the same token,
So Slater and Rhino, because Rhino's first.
actually no, Bray Wyatt's first.
Bray Wyatt. So Bray Wyatt it is. Come on. It says very doubtful. So Slater and Rhino.
Downfall. All right, yeah, like I said, this is this is one of the more intriguing ones because, like, I mean, they could very well pull the trigger on Orton turning on Wyatt, or we could actually see, like them winning the tag team titles. Because I mean, Wyatt needs a championship at some point. Why not start out with the tag team titles? Why not? All right, so moving on from there. All right, what's the next match? Okay, we got the chairs match between Baron Corbin and Kalisto. Now, like I said, this whole thing came about when Corbin had been insulting Kalisto for weeks on end, put him out of action for a couple of months. Kalisto came back a short time ago, ended up injuring Corbin in retribution, taking him out of the Survivor Series men's elimination match, costing Corbin a big-time spot. And then Corbin responded, costing Kalisto both the Cruiserweight Championship and the U.S. title the Intercontinental title, within the same week. So these two have been going back and forth with each other, and now it's ultimately come up to this with a chairs match. Now, typically you would see Kalisto Kalisto get his vengeance here. He would get victory over Corbin. But the fact that Corbin has just been on such a roll, he's basically been rolling over everyone. He's been laying out everyone in his path. He hasn't been caring about who or what he demolishes. And he shows he's not going to be a bit player. He shows he's not going to be a team player by any means on SmackDown, which is good because you need animosity on SmackDown. You need to have kind of have the rebellious heels on there. If you're going to have like face authorities and Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, you gotta have the rebellious heels. You gotta be the one who object to being scrutinized like Baron Corbin. So, Kalisto I think will put up a great fight. I think he'll be a very valiant fighter here, but I see Corbin dominating this match. I'm going with Corbin on this one.
Greg needs to make his pick. Hold on.
All right, sorry about that. Really quick question about is it a chairs match?
It's a chairs match. Only chairs are allowed to be used, and in this case, yes, the chair would probably be the winner unless you swing it really hard.
No, I was just wondering what
breaks.
kind of chair. We're talking lazy boys,
steel chair,
talking armchair,
just
a
a
steel
plain
armchair?
old steel chair.
Could you demonstrate which of the chairs in front of you is the most like the chair?
I'd say this one just without the padding.
Okay. So knowing that information, I'm going to go with Kalisto. If it was a larger chair, I'd probably go with the other guy. But I think Kalisto, with his kind of athleticism, really works better with the smaller chair. So Kalisto.
Well, it's not just about how much it weighs; it's how well you can swing it. And Corbin, we saw this past Tuesday, can swing a pretty mean chair.
I don't think you've seen the best of Kalisto's chair swinging abilities. I also think he can sit in a variety of fashions. He can do the forward facing. He's also been known to do the AC Slater backward sit down on the chair from time to time, which I think gives him a distinct
he did a backward
sitting advantage
he did
in that kind of chair.
Yeah, he did like a 15-foot sit down onto a ladder last year. How did that work out for him?
I think it worked out really well.
It was memorable. I think that was out of his wheelhouse though. Now he's moving on to the small chair kind of thing, and I just think that's what he's built for.
All right.
So Kalisto.
I'm waiting for like a WWE like inflatable furniture one? Can they like blow up some chair?
Nerf chairs, maybe.
Nerf chairs, you know.
Oh, you can only dream.
presents Nerf guns, and they don't fight; they just shoot each other with Nerf guns. Who's
I'd watch.
first? Is it Callisto or
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin?
With V.
Without a doubt.
So is that your lock?
No,
Oh, come
feel
on.
like
That's a
making that one.
definite. Come on.
no, it's not. There's one here that's it is certain, and that's not it.
Okay, without a doubt means the same thing.
Not really. Not in my vocabulary.
You know, we're gonna have to get a thesaurus out, but as of right now, I'm gonna have to side with Nick.
Yeah.
In the absence of a thesaurus.
I'm a walking
Kev, you're up.
thesaurus.
So,
Jeez.
who's next? Is it Miz or Ambrose?
Let's see. All right, so we got so we got the two women's matches. We had the chairs match, tag team
and
title
then you got
match.
two more.
We got two more.
Miz versus Ziggler.
Ah,
Or
yes.
Styles
Miz.
Ambrose?
Okay, we got Miz versus Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship in ladder match. Now, this feud has been going on for the better half for like pretty much the second half of 2016. These two have feuded on and off for the championship. Miz has used just about every tactic in the book to retain or win said championship from Ziggler. So this has been, I think, one of the better feuds of 2016. Just overall, not just SmackDown, just in general. I mean, it's brought so much back to the Intercontinental Championship. It's put so much emphasis on how important that championship is, not just merely by talking about it, but by actually defending it, by fighting for it, by making it feel like a big deal, and not just talking about the prestige all the time, showing how important it is. And these two have. Now, they've been building this up unofficially as just being the absolute final encounter between Ziggler.
This is it. This is the final.
This is pretty much it. After this, I mean, as Ziggler said, as far as he's concerned, that this is it.
Raw or SmackDown?
Well, no, this is SmackDown. This is a SmackDown.
Okay, sorry.
No, as far as Miz and Ziggler are concerned, this is the final encounter for both of them. After this, the feud's done. Whoever comes out on top, that's it.
That's obvious.
There's not going to be any more rematches.
The belt.
There's not going to be more challenges maybe down the line, perhaps. But as of Sunday, that for the time being, that'll be it. So that being said, Ziggler's been about mainly two things in this in this storyline. It's that proving that the fact that he's sick of Miz using every underhanded tactic to retain his championship, and the fact that he wants to show that he's not only the better person, the better performer, but he's he's above all else a show off. So I think, I mean, just the way I see this going down, I mean, Ziggler has it all locked up. He decides to go for one last big move on Miz. Miz dodges at the last second, takes down the championship, and ends this. I mean, I'm more fascinated right here. I think there's more potential. We've not only seen Miz crow about the fact that he finally got one up on Ziggler, but that Ziggler basically cost himself the championship. I'm more curious and fascinated about seeing Ziggler's downward spiral right here, which I actually talked about a few months ago when he put his career on the line. I'm more interested to see where a loss like this, a big loss like this, would take Ziggler. So, guys.
Just wanted to try something different. We didn't have Penn this week. He wasn't available, so I went with no scrubs. Figured it was a fitting
Are we
song.
allowed to play that?
Yeah, we looked it up.
It's cleared?
Yes, we are allowed. It is written that we sing on.
Yeah, trying to
Did you not know this song?
I know the song. You're trying to. I'm trying to be relevant, and you're bringing up songs from the '90s and early 2000s.
Favorite TLC member?
I don't like the group.
Lisa.
I don't like the group. I never listened to TLC.
All right, Lisa. All right.
Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Try to holler at me.
Guys, please.
Moving on.
Moving on.
I think it's Greg's pick.
Oh, you think?
Oh, well, sticking with the theme of no scrubs in TLC, the real TLC, I think The Miz was popular around the same time on Real World.
Yep.
And so I'm going to have to go with The Miz. Seems like an easy choice.
Oh, I'd hope so.
What is it? Dolph?
Yeah, Dolph.
Oh, Dolph. Come on, kids. Let's keep saying, cannot predict now. Predict now, please.
Ooh.
Come
What we
on,
got?
concentrate and ask again. I think I've gotten every one. Uh-oh. It
Uh-oh.
is certain.
Ah, so now we've got a lock.
Yes, we do.
So Dolph's your lock.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oops. Well, last time I said oops, I got one, so.
Oh, well, don't jinx it.
Try to holla at me.
I'm just gonna do
Who's
that.
next?
I'm just gonna do that anytime you bring up the band TLC.
Okay, Peter. You're up. What's next?
All right, now we've come to the main event of tables, ladders, and chairs. I'm going to say that because I'm not going to say TLC.
Try to holla at me.
All right, so tables, ladders, and chairs. The main event for the WWE World Championship. AJ Styles defending against Dean Ambrose. Ambrose getting his long-awaited rematch with Styles, basically using Ellsworth to undermine AJ for weeks on end. Really get inside the head of AJ. I mean, Ambrose even admitted as much that he used Ellsworth to get inside Styles' head, and for the most part it worked. Only this time, as of last Tuesday, Styles got the one-up on both Ambrose and Ellsworth, laying out Ambrose with steel steps, and then delivering a Styles clash to Ellsworth off the steel steps to the ringside floor. So Styles
Is this a ladders match, Ken?
No, it's a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
So
a
close.
TLC match.
You play that song one more time, I'm walking off.
Hey, I just don't want no scrubs.
Try to holla at me. Keep going.
Keep going. Moving on.
I was questioning the.
I don't know. Are we moving on?
Yeah.
Any more TLC references you want to get out of your system?
Not yet.
Not right
I have
now.
to make my pick soon.
No. Go ahead. Get them out of your system.
No, I gotta make my picks, and it'll come out of my system then. And then when we're ready for you to walk off, we'll play some TLC.
Sweet. Keep going.
Oh no. I mean, go ahead. It's hilarious. Go ahead.
No, we're gonna let you sit here in silence. Actually, I'm gonna mute your mic and just put you on for a minute. That plays done with Ken.
Hello, Kenneth. We're going to slow some things down a bit. Pretend you're floating right above these clouds. Chant with me, Ken. Oh. I can't hear you, Ken.
Oh. Ken, I can't hear you. You will run out of air before this is done.
All right, your mic's back.
Much better. Thank you. All right. So tables, ladders, and chairs. I mean, so with all this whole thing, I mean, you'd think that they've gotten Ellsworth out of the picture here as far as the match goes, but just based on what's been happening between the three of them, I do see Ellsworth getting involved in this match, but I don't see it going down the way people would expect. I see him trying to cost AJ here, but the same time, he's actually gonna end up screwing things up for Ambrose. And I think just along the same line as Ziggler, this is going to lead to Ambrose like snapping. Like we know that there's always been a darker side to Ambrose. Like he's always had this more like psychotically unhinged character, much like the same vein as Stone Cold. So I think there'll be a lot more investment right here, like future storyline investment from having Ambrose just snap and go ballistic on Ellsworth for costing him the WWE Championship again. So I'm going to go with AJ retaining right here. Obviously, I'm making this my lock of the night. I think this one's a pretty definite. I don't see Ambrose winning the championship here. I think there's more to gain from having AJ win. And given like the hints we heard about Undertaker, oh, I'm sorry, I thought Penn couldn't make it in today.
I don't hear
in
Penn.
spirit.
Then who's down in the chair? Yeah,
Nick.
that's what I thought. All right. So anyway, I'm picking AJ. I'm making it my lock of the night. I think this one's a pretty definite. And honestly, apparently Travis made it to the studio today. So the other thing I see about this going down, like I see AJ celebrating. Considering the prophetic words we heard from Undertaker right before Survivor Series, I see Taker like.
Didn't he lose?
Taker, he didn't compete.
Sorry, thinking about someone else.
Yeah. So I see Undertaker popping up at tables, ladders, and chairs, and I see him like having some sort of interaction with Styles to set up like a possible match between Styles and Taker. Because honestly, just that kind of match, AJ Styles versus the Undertaker would be a great match. Just for the Royal Rumble, So I'm going with Styles, making my lock, and that's that.
All right, I'm gonna go with someone who I saw wrestle at the Wakefield AmeriCal Civic Center back in the early 2000s for Ring of Honor. There was some hot songs on the radio that year that you're probably familiar with by Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, the band, and I'm gonna go with AJ Styles.
Well,
So-
I like the AJ Styles part. I'm not so sure about the TLC.
Try to holla at me. All right. Well, who comes first? AJ, I assume.
Yes,
A is first, Nick. Yes.
I would hope so.
Come on, better not tell me now. You need to tell me now. It says my reply is no, so I guess I'm going with Ambrose.
Ooh boy, ooh doggy. I think that's one time the 8-ball might backfire on you.
This isn't my favorite. I like it when they use their own fists and not tables, ladders, and chairs.
Those are also allowed. You can use your own fists. It's not just tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh, well, this is...
Oh yeah, because any man with two fists can win a TLC match.
Try to holla at me. I'm telling you, they should make one called, like, fists, like, foreheads and knees or something like that.
Yeah, just make it a James Ellsworth pay-per-view. Just like two fists and two fists, two legs. So, Lord knows they're probably thinking something like that.
Yep, probably.
All right. So like I said, that's the whole SmackDown lineup we got going on right here. Coming up right after like a week, 2 weeks, we're going to be having the Raw pay-per-view, Roadblock, and End of the Road.
It's a horrible name for a pay-per-view. It's really called Roadblock.
Roadblock.
That's
and,
lame.
Like end of the line. So that's what. Yeah. It was good like when they had it for a special earlier this year. Now they're actually turning into a pay-per-view. And so now like you've got like Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. You got Seth Rollins versus Jericho. So it's not a bad lineup setup so far. But like I said, the pay-per-view naming could use some work. All right, so before we sign off, actually, let's get to the main event match times, the main event timebreaker times right here. TLC matches typically run on for a while. I'm going to go 21 minutes and 30 seconds. I think it'll be a pretty decently long pay-per-view. I don't think it's going to be like an absolute long haul right here. So I'm going to go 21 minutes, 30 seconds.
All right, I think they're going to have trouble breaking a table in the earlier tables match, and I think that one's going to end up going really long because they'll have a very hard time breaking the table, and this match will have to be short because of it. So I'm going to go 15 minutes.
Yahtzee!
15 minutes, wow.
And then I realized I never actually I never had a lock,
Right.
so I'm going to go with the Miz. as
You're
my
going to go with
lock.
the Miz for the lock? All right. No, that's a good choice.
Ken, did you have a lock? Yeah, you had
Yeah.
AJ, right?
Yeah, I went with AJ. All right.
Since these go on for a long time,
All right, so what we got?
thank God it's a tails for 20.
Tails for 20,
26 minutes
26 minutes.
and 51 seconds.
All right, so match time is 26 minutes, 51 seconds. Mine's right in the middle, 21 minutes, 30 seconds. And Greg's got 15 minutes. So that.
Quick one. 1 and done.
So yeah, we're gonna like Greg's on the low end. I'm in the middle. You got the high match time. So this should be interesting. All right. So I mean this is actually like this is a very this is just like SmackDown. We're very streamlined. We got 3 people, six matches. Not a whole lot to go through right here. So this was actually probably one of the shorter pay-per-previews we've had, which is funny. All right, so like I said, we got this. We've got the roadblock. We got the review coming up next week. Then we got the roadblock. Yes, it just doesn't roll off the tongue right. Roadblock
Ken, you can
pay-per-preview.
Right through that door and in.
Yeah, it just doesn't sound right. All right, so, hello, pen. I'm not talking to the dancing pen. There's the actual pen in the studio. All right, so that being said, that's the end of our tables, ladders, and chairs pay-per-preview. Next week we'll have the review for you. See who the new king of pay-per-view is. I mean, if you're placing bets, you got a 1 in 3 shot, so you can't really lose. All right. So that being said, for Greg Dolan, for Nick Giglio, for myself, Ken Hill, hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Looking forward to the next few crazy weeks of holiday shopping. So, but in the meantime, folks, remember, as always, stay tuned for this Sunday, WrestlingConnection.com for your live coverage of the Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view. So, in the meantime, folks, remember to be connected, get connected, stay connected. See you this Sunday.
Get connected. There you are.
Stay connected.
Ignore it. It's something that I'm
supposed to be.
Sing us loud, Ken. Sing it loud.
Someday we'll find it. The Wrestling Connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Na da da dee na da doo. Da 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 dee da doo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah!